Siena college legend. Scott Knapp, do you like that? You like being called a legend?
That's very loosely used there.
Well, no, I mean, like you over 1,300 career points, 3-point shot leader, and everything. I mean, you great career at Siena.
Yeah, we had some great players here, which allowed me to, put up some great individual statistics. But, as a group, we were just able to accomplish a lot of things as a team, which allowed us to have 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 point scorers all on that same team, because we would share the ball. We didn't have one guy who had to get his 20 and left everyone else behind. It was, whoever was hot that night or whoever was, feeling it, we got them the ball.
An actual team.
Yeah, and we had, a lot of assists on that team. It was a lot of team basketball, which I think our fans really enjoyed.
Well, let's go back. Take us through the recruiting process. Why did you decide on playing at Siena for college basketball?
Yeah, that's a good question. I had a few choices. It really came down to Davidson, Siena, and Iona. I think were the final three. And my father was my high school coach. He's in the New York State Hall of Fame, so he's actually more famous. If you say Knapp in Utica or Syracuse, they won't think of me; they'll think of him. So he had a great career, and we were very close. So for him to be able to come to all the home games definitely was a factor for why Siena made the most sense. But to be honest, I love the campus. I love the people. When I came on my visit, the coaches were some of the earliest coaches that had been recruiting me because, coming from upstate New York, Utica, you don't get a whole lot of Division I interest. So I went to a camp, 5-star basketball camp, ended up getting MVP in a very surprising way. And I had 15 Division I offers on my answering machine when I got home. So it was going from 0 D1 scholarship offers to 15 in a matter of 7 days. So it was kind of a whirlwind. But Siena just kind of had everything. It was good academics, good people, and really close to home. And to be honest, really, really good young players, which is what I was looking for. I wanted to win, and I wanted guys around me that wanted to win as well, and Siena definitely had that.
Siena alum Scott Knapp with us right now. So, Scott, you said young players, that they're young again. What do you think of the Siena program right now?
You know what? I like a lot of the guys that they have on this team. I think there's a lot of talent there. But Jimmy has his hands full. When you turn over 4 seniors like you had last year who had played so many minutes, and then you throw a bunch of guys out there who have never played before, a lot of them never played Division I, and even some of the sophomores, Sante and Khalil. I mean, if you look at the minutes they played last year, they're essentially still freshmen in terms of minutes played. So you have a really inexperienced group. I think they're finding their way. I think we've seen glimpses of what they can be. When we saw them go down to Charleston as an 18-point underdog and take them to overtime on their own court, and then to play Louisville to 3 points the other night, I thought that was a really special half. And to be honest, they didn't even play that great. They were down 3 at halftime to Louisville, and their percentages weren't great. It's just they made plays when they needed to. And I think you'll see that as the year goes on. You'll see guys step up and make more plays like that. And I think the blowouts that you've seen will be a thing of the past.
What would it have meant to you to play Albany in an Albany Cup, have this local rivalry, and have a feel for this type of game this weekend?
Yeah, I'm jealous of that. When I first got to Siena, Albany was still Division II. And then they made the transition while I was actually here. And to be honest, with the St. Rose guys included, we played a lot of pickup. We had a summer league that was at Siena during my time.
Really?
That was run by Eric Medved, who's local coach in the area. So we had a lot of interaction with the Albany guys back then. I'd known Todd Setner, who was their starting point guard since we were in 4th, 5th grade. So it would have been great to have that rivalry. I don't know if their program at that point was quite ready for that. I think now they're more than ready, obviously. Yeah. It'll probably be the favorite tomorrow night. But back then, it was good just to see those guys kind of make that transition from D2 to D1. And, they were all good guys, and we played a lot, in the offseason together.
Scott Knapp with us right now. And, of course, Siena in the late 90s, you guys were scoring tons of points and having lots of fun. Now, Joe Cremo and the guys at Albany, they return their top 5 scorers from last season. They look really good. They're the favorite going into tomorrow's game. What do you expect to see out of the Albany Cup?
I think you're going to see a hard-fought game more than anything. I think this game could become one of those games where you just kind of throw out the records and crazy things happen. You see that in some of the great rivalries in sports. No matter how good or how bad Duke and North Carolina are, those games are always entertaining, and there are always some drama at the end of the game. And you know what? There's 2 good coaches. I have a lot of respect for Will Brown His son is actually in my daughter's class, so I coach his son's team at the Sakati Center. So I've gotten to know Will a little bit. It's a really good person, knows the game. I have a lot of respect for the way he gets his kids ready for big games, and I'm suspecting they're going to be very, very ready for a big game tomorrow night.
You're not the first person from VVS High School we've interviewed on the show before. Matt Patricia we interviewed before. Yeah. So more famous alum from VVS. You were Matt Patricia.
You have to go Matt Patricia now. I mean, that beard. It's funny. My younger brother actually dressed up as Matt Patricia for Halloween, and he nailed it. He almost looked more Matt Patricia than Matt Patricia. So, but no, Matt was a great kid. I obviously knew him a little bit. He was a few years older than I was, but whenever we played basketball games, him being a football player, friends with a lot of the guys on the hoops team, he'd be right in that front row, cheering as loud as anybody at our basketball games, and our guys at the football games, in the same way. So. Just a really good person. Couldn't be happier for him and the way things have worked out in his NFL career.
I know the competition was tough for you in college basketball at Siena, but what was it like playing against the tough Salve Bearcats? That's what I want to know. That's my school. That's a Salve guy.
I don't know if I ever had the luxury of playing Salve.
Yeah. Luxury? What does that mean? That's an easy win? What does that mean?
No, I heard
he's looking at the athletes that are coming out.
I heard it's beautiful up there. I would have loved to have taken a trip and played at that beautiful high school I'm sure they have up there. But.
Scott, you're getting off easy. He was like flirting with Matt Patricia over it. So Scott, you said that you were jealous you didn't get to play in the Albany Cup the way it is now,
and also against Salve. You said both.
Both.
Yes, obviously.
Not necessarily in that order either.
What now? As a guy in the community, there's nothing signed for next year. They got to get this thing right? I mean, they have to play each other moving forward.
Yeah.
It's too big.
I think it's become a big event that everyone looks forward to, and it's really become a community thing. I don't know the details of the business side of how that works out. But I trust that the right thing will be done in the end, and hopefully for the community this will continue, and that both sides can make it work for what they need to get on the business side, because obviously that's a big part of it. This is a big draw, and and you'd hate to see that end over something off the court,
right.
Some reason that there's really no good reason outside of
real estate.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You were last time you were I just saw you were coaching the Legends about the last time I saw you in the news like a couple years back.
Yeah.
What are you coaching the Sakati Center? Any other coaching going on?
Yeah, I'm limited to second and third grade coaching at this point. They
probably listen better.
Yeah, you know what? My father was a coach. I got to see the ups and downs of what being a coach is really like, the behind the scenes and all the work that goes in, and I don't know. It's just it's tough. The Legends made it really easy for me. I could pick every kid on the team, so I had all great kids that all played at the college level. So I didn't have to teach them help defense. They already knew it. And to be honest, that undefeated record that I had that year, I really didn't do anything the whole year. I don't know. Up until now, I've been keeping it a big secret, making it look like I had a lot to do with it. But you got EJ Gallup, Pooh Johnson, those guys. They just were unreal and made it very, very easy, which is the way I liked it.
Well, that's easy. This might not be easy for you now. I'll put you on the spot. I don't know how many people are going to answer this. The Will Brown connection with his son, the Siena player. Who wins tomorrow, Siena or Albany?
You know what? I think Albany's going to be tough to beat, just the way they're playing right now. But I tell you what, this game means a lot to Siena as well, and to be on their home court. It's technically a neutral court, I guess, but it's really a home game for Siena, and I think you're going to see the Saints come out and play really, really hard. And I have the Saints pulling out a squeaker. I think what we've seen inside from some of their guys. Prince Aduro is going to be really, really good in the green and gold. He just has to figure some things out and figure out what the boundaries are physically, what you can and can't do. Picks up some cheap fouls from time to time that keeps him off the court. And I think as soon as he figures that out, and hopefully it's tomorrow for Siena, I think he's going to be a real handful inside and can control both the offense and defensive paint.
I love it. Scott Knapp, former Siena Saint, still a little green and gold in your veins, though. You can tell.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It runs deep.
It's going to be a heck of a game. I think you're right when you say close win. I don't know who it's going to be, but I think if you told me if there's a point spread, I would take whoever had the points.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Not that that's the most PC answer.
If your friend, of course.
Yeah, my friend who flies to Vegas.
Sure,
all the time.
Right.
Scott, thank you for making time for us, and if you do coach again, take more credit.
I'll try. I'll tell you what, that 34-18 win at the Sakati Center last week was one of my best coaching jobs ever. It's right up there with the CBA championship game and everything else.
When one kid sat on the other kid's shoulder and dunked, it brought the roof down.
Those 8-foot hoops are great.
Scott, thank you so much, man. Fantasy versus reality coming up next.